And welcome back to the Champions Trophy, the last day of the Champions Trophy tournament held at the State Hockey Centre at Comesley, just out of Brisbane. And the bronze medal playoff coming up between the Netherlands and Spain. The Netherlands came into this tournament ranked #1. They were the World Cup, Champions Trophy and Olympic title holders, but they finished third after the round-robin playoffs. Spain, their opponents today, came in ranked #2 and finished fourth. Australia and Korea finishing ahead of them. And it will be Australia and Korea who play in the gold medal decider after this match. Team lineup for the Netherlands, and no major surprises. Peter Binder has been left out of their 18-man squad along with Bram Lomans, who's been injured all week. So their run-on side, led by their captain Stefan Veen, and Teun de Nooijer, one of their midfield generals, number 14, Remco van Dijk, one of their most dangerous forwards, along with Martin Eichelboom, and their coach is Maury Hendricks. The Spanish team, a little undecided before they came into this game. They've made another change since that lineup went in, and in fact they've now omitted Quintana and Usaz, or Cadena and Usaz, I should say. So some unlikely preparation for the Spanish. They're usually fairly sure about their team lineup. There must have been an illness in the hotel this morning. So Pablo Usaz is out of the lineup along with Miguel Cadena. The national anthems as the teams are presented to the crowd, firstly of the Netherlands. Playing his 301st game today in this bronze medal playoff. Now the national anthem of Spain. So both teams have been presented to the crowd, the men controlling today's game. Two officials, one from Australia and one from England. There's Murray Grime from Perth in Western Australia. Just heading down to the river end to check the placement of the goals and the tautness of the net. And heading the other way, already at the other goal, is Hamish Jamson from England. Second umpire this afternoon is Hamish, and the reserve umpire is Garth Proudfoot from South Africa. I'm joined in commentary by Australian men's hockey legend, former Australian Olympic, World Cup and Champions Trophy skipper, Mark Hager. Horry, how are you, mate?
Very well, Dave.
Tony Forriat, the Spanish coach. They came in ranked 2. To finish 4th would be disappointing for them.
Oh, I mean, these games, as people say, a lot of people say that they mean nothing, but they do. I mean, a bronze medal is better than going home with nothing. And I'm sure Spain and Holland, they have a great rivalry, and Spain would love to get the edge because over the last few major tournaments, Holland have always beaten Spain in the big games, so Spain would love to win this one.
The Netherlands with a fair Champions Trophy pedigree, 4 gold, 3 silver, 3 bronze. Their most recent gold, of course, was just last year in Lahore. They are the reigning World Cup, Olympic and Champions Trophy title holders. Spain, ranked number 2, have just, ranked number 2 in the world coming into this, have just 1 medal from the Champions Trophy, a bronze in 1997. But they also have World Cup silver and Olympic silver from their most recent appearances at those respective tournaments, and they finished 5th at the Champions Trophy in Lahore last year. Interesting coming into this, both sides would normally, especially the Dutch, rely on penalty corners. The new interpretation of the foot rule has stymied them a bit in that regard. Spain have scored 10 goals, conceded 7 in their 5 round-robin games. They've only scored 2 goals from penalty corners. The Spanish have scored 8, conceded 7, and again only 2 goals from 17 penalty corner attempts. Spain drew with Pakistan, lost to Australia, beat England and Korea, and lost to the Netherlands. The Netherlands, of course, the win over Spain, also win over England, but they lost to Australia and Korea and drew 2-2 with Pakistan. So both these teams with a bit to play for. Prestige is one, the medal itself is another, and of course funding from their respective governments going into an Olympic year next year. Some of the German girls in the crowd there come down to watch the game today. Spain, who get us underway, attacking the goal to our right. Harvey Arnau searching for Paul Armat. Ball out harmlessly over the back line. The restart to be taken by Eric Yazet. Nothing unusual about the 2 lineups so far, Mark?
No, it's, they're both going out there full strength. It'll be an interesting game. They'll play a slow sort of style to start with and try and build it up until someone cracks under the pressure.
So here's Teun de Nooijer. Martin Eichelboom. Stick check just past the 25. Veen. Brinkman, as I said, playing his 301st international today. Amazing record. Delmy. Eichelboom just obstructing. Fabregas. And now Paul Armat. Sander van der Weide doing the defensive job for the Netherlands, but Armat, a real burst of speed there. Took on 2 and beat them. Just foiled himself with the foot. Van der Weide releases to Brinkman. He goes back to Delmy. You've played a few times against Jeroen Delmy in the Dutch defence. He's fairly versatile, isn't he? He can push up into the genuine midfield or settle back as he is today into almost a back 3 setup.
Yeah, he's a very good player. The reason he plays there is that he can get into the midfield and become a second centre half and set up play.
Well, here's the prime centre half, Stefan Veen. Brinkman, Veen again, just the goalkeeper to beat, dragged it too far left. Now Boomer. Now that was clever by Boomer. That wasn't a shot. He was actually looking for the deflection.
Yeah, he's looking for Stefan Veen for the deflection. He probably would have been better off having the shot there.
You mean you would have?
You don't get too many opportunities.
Genuinely was looking for the deflection. So de Nooijer, with help from Boomer. It's Veen it was in the end who was held up. Here's Boomer on the defensive now. Josip Sanchez. Just rolled up by Ramon Sala. Brinkman again. Yazet, first times it's to Delmy. Brinkman again. Closed down quickly by Fabregas. Good enough to get out of it. Brinkman feigns the shot, the hit. Eichelboom and Van Dijk up forward for the Dutch, along with Jaap de Boomer. Gosen rolls off to one now. Van Heeswijk, Sander van Heeswijk, his first touch for the game. Good one too, side to Van Dijk. Arnau and Brinkman. Strident whistle there from Hamish Jamson, something he didn't like.
There's a little bit of a stick clash there, and he's making sure that nothing happens.
Got news from them, there are going to be a lot more of those.
I like to say they're in charge, though.
Fabregas. Arnau. Van Dijk. All the way back to Eric Yazet. Van der Weide. Stefan Veen jinks the ball over the stick of Jorge Arnau. Up by the Spanish defence, and the Dutch forced to rebuild from the centre line. Once again, first time by Yazet, too strong for Van Heeswijk. Need to get his body behind that.
At this stage of the game, the Dutch are probably playing the better of the hockey. They're actually pressing a lot more today, and Stefan Veen and Tendunua are getting involved in the game quite early, so the Spain will have to watch them very closely.
The Spanish striker on the chase there was Juan Escaré. His only touch so far has been the pushback from the centre line. Edouard Tabau takes on Van der Weide. Can't get past Yazet. Good work inside. Stick check by Tabau. Feed it to the Dutch. Tommy and Van Heeswijk. He traps that one. Brinkman. Michael Boehm looked for the first time deflection to Boomer. Jorge Arnau. Off to his brother. Now Paul Amat. Nobody free in the circle, and Yazet quite content to see that run out over the back line.
The Spanish are playing their traditional style. They just normally give the ball to Amat or to Escaré, and those two tend to take a lot of players on, and they tend to do it very well. But today they're struggling a little bit against the Dutch defence.
Arnau, 23 years of age, 138th international for the Netherlands, former Junior World Cup Player of the Year. Yazet. Josip Sanchez pulled under pressure. Escaré now. Good ball inside the Fabregas. Mongosa, the captain. Sander Van Heeswijk. Good ball to set Boomer on his way. The Neuer rolls outside him. Back inside looking for Boomer again.
Neuer's not doing what he normally does and taking players on. He's got such great skill, and he normally attracts 3 or 4 defenders to him, but this whole tournament he's tended to pass them off.
Escaré working a baseline, lifted ball, and he's gone over the baseline, 16-yard hit. Delmay. Relatively easily handled by Sanchez. Casas. Malgosa at 35 years of age, still solid as ever in the Spanish backline. Stepped over the side by Jerome Delmay. Ramon Sala, Spanish fullback, 27 years of age, his 129th game today. Corner given. Escaré, player closest to him, Jorge Arnau. Oh, that just needed the touch. Tabau was in there with a chance. Wasn't a bad cross, was it?
Yeah, it was good play. Just probably a little bit unlucky that the ball was bobbling. And the goalkeeper got a nice little touch on it just as he was about to get deflection into the goal.
Gus Vogel's the Dutch goalkeeper. And umpire Hamish Jamson, again exercising those lungs. He does make a noise, doesn't he?
Yeah, what they try and do is they stop the Spanish, well, most teams, what they try and do is stop a free-flowing game, and he's just used his body to shepherd somebody out there, and Hamish is just making sure that he doesn't do it again.
Ramon Sala gets the green card. So Jacques Brinkman once players restarted. Tell me. Looks inside, rolls outside off our mat. Forward looking for Eichelbohm, but it was well wide and a little strong perhaps for Eichelbohm to get to. Sala. Eichelbohm now for the Netherlands. Stefan Veen. Back to Brinkman. Players outside and to the right. He likes to go forward himself. High risk option, and Escaré made sure the risk was high and then did the save himself. Here's Del May. No risk about that. Well, was there no risk? We don't see that very often, do we?
No, the good bobble in the turf again.
Make sure of that one with an upright stance trap. Veen accelerates so quickly, Stefan Veen. Now Boomer, De Nooijer on the overlap, and Murray Grime picks out a free hit to Spain.
Yeah, Boomer needed to do more with that there. He got the trap and just into the circle. He needed to make a shot or make a good pass to Nooijer, who was next to him.
Sander van der Weide. Back to Yazet. Just looking to spread the Spanish wide, draw an attacker towards them. Matt is doing that now. They blocked the square pass, which enabled Yazet to go forward. And Burma just held up with a stick check.
It's like watching a game of chess. They mark so tightly man-to-man, don't give you a lot of room.
Eichelbohm. Straight through Arnau then. This time to Bow. Good trap by Van Heeswijk. The pressure straight back on the Spanish defence. Van Wijk. Casas stood his ground. And again, Van Wijk didn't try to do a whole lot with that ball, did he?
No, he mistrapped it to start with, which put him under pressure straight away.
Dutch have made their first substitution. And Tico van Meer has come on. Olympic gold medalist from 1996. There he is with his first touch. Only used him in bursts this tournament, haven't they? He hasn't been outstanding.
No, he hasn't played very well this tournament, but that's what he's there for, is probably to rest the main strike forwards.
Oh, strongly in then. Too strongly. Tico van Meer. It was all body and very little stick, that challenge. Have a look at this. Just straight through him. Arm up. Spanish looking to make their first substitution, with Quintana coming on in place of Jordi Casas. It's Del Mee again. Well, it was a good ball to Eichelbohm. I think Eichelbohm thought that Veen was already on the sprint.
Yeah, he thought he was on his motorbike then. Probably didn't realise that he didn't have a defender marking them there. As soon as the ball went to him, the defender just dropped off him and gave him the room. Probably needed to be a little bit more aware of what was around him.
You mean he needed a call from the team, mate?
Probably would have helped a little bit.
In fact, the way these teams mark, you need a call because you've got no idea how close they are behind you half the time, have you?
And what the way hockey's going now, a lot of players tend to trap with their back to where they're going, so they tend to lose a lot of vision.
Yep. Turner rolls it out off the stick of Turn De Nooijer. Free hit. And that again to Bow. Just used his rump, trying to get the Dutch defender off his tail. Hamish Jamson saw it. Filmy. Eichelbaum, good trap. Tico Van Meer. Sala goes with him. In fact, Sala anticipated that. Got a lead on him. Used it to advantage at Brinkman. "14 minutes gone in this 35-minute half. Still no score.
You'd like to see the Dutch forwards. They are getting a lot of one-on-ones up in their attacking 25, and they're not tending to take players on. They're tending to look for the pass, and the Spanish are aware of what they're trying to do and intercepting a lot of ball.
Fabregas, who for mine has been one of the players of this tournament.
He's played very, very well.
Yesterday we saw Natasha Keller named the women's player of the tournament. Spectacular German forward, member of the bronze medal team with the Germans. As the women's champions trophy concluded here. Now Veen adding some spark to the bronze medal playoff in the men's event. And there she is, Natasha Keller. Scored some fabulous goals with that stroke you call the tomahawk.
The tomahawk, yes. Because if it hits you, you can cut your leg off.
There's Fabregas again. Escaré for Spain. Always dangerous in the attacking 25. Juan Escaré. It's going to bounce to Arnau. And lifted ball off Arnau. Gives the Dutch a relieving free hit. Juan Escaré, who's scored one of each type of goal in this tournament so far. Field goal, a penalty corner and a penalty strike.
Probably hasn't played one of his better tournaments here. He tends to take players on a lot. And normally at tournaments he scores up around 6 or 7 goals.
I think he came into this one with an injury, didn't he? Didn't take much part in the first 2 games for Spain. Eichelbaum. Oh, a good run on for De Nooijer. Herreras comes out and he gets it as far as Eichelbaum, who lines up the reverse sweep and draws a good save from Bernardo Herreras.
Yeah, excellent play by Holland there. De Nooijer's put the pressure on the goalkeeper. Put up a fantastic save.
Ramon Eufraser, of course, is Spain's #1 goalkeeper. He's not here, so Bernardino Herrera has had his chance. There he is, 21 years of age, had only played 1 international before he came here. He's played every game for Spain in this tournament.
And it's fantastic exposure for your second goalkeeper to come to these sort of tournaments. Because if your #1 goalkeeper gets injured, then you need someone reliable to come on.
And these days, 21 is pretty young for a goalkeeper.
Yeah, it's very young.
Here's Iglesias, who's come on as a substitute. Looks inside for Arnau, who just lifts it over Goose Vogels. Excellent construction of that one. They found Iglesias wide on the right. He moved left towards the top of the circle. Have a look at this, and just rolls it inside. And great finishing by Javier Arnau, his first goal for this tournament. And it comes in the 17th minute of this game.
Yeah, it's good vision off the ball there, and Arnau's made the lead, and he's shaked off his defender. His defender should have run with him and made sure he didn't get that touch, but Arnau finished off a really good opportunist goal.
So the underdogs, if they were that, go 1-0 up. They came into the tournament ranked #2 in the world behind the Netherlands, finished this tournament round robin 4th behind the Netherlands, and now go 1 up.
We should see the tempo lift in this game a little bit now.
Certainly from the Dutch.
They'll throw a few more numbers forward. De Nooijer will get involved in this game a lot more now.
There is never any panic from the Dutch, though, is there?
No, I mean, they've been in this situation so many times.
And having said that, there's rarely any panic from any team at this level. But sometimes it appears that there's a level of panic out there, Pakistan particularly.
Yeah, and it's just the pressure that teams put on you in your own defensive half with the full press. But Holland's been in this situation before against Spain not so long ago at the World Cup. They were exactly the same situation.
Vogels on the slide. Quite athletic, Goose Vogel. Sanchez, good drag back. Oh, well worked too. Just a bit too quick for Jorge Arnau. Gazette. That goal was not his fault. Oh, great touch first time from Van Beek. And Haysmake now in the circle and did everything right. Resisted the urge to take the shot, and Martin Eichelbohm may well look to the heavens, because that was as good a chance as he's going to get all tournament.
Yeah, he's probably a little bit unlucky. The ball was bobbling, but no, you've got to put those away. But it was very, very good play. I'm just wondering whether he could have taken the shot, because the goalkeeper came out quite a long way, and he could have slid it down his right foot.
Or straight through him.
Yeah, straight through him.
Which must always be the temptation.
Oh, it is a temptation, but I mean, he's made the right decision now, and he's just unlucky that the ball didn't go in the net.
Brinkman been quiet the last few minutes and lifts that one in, conceding the free hit.
But as you saw there, the Spanish defence, because they marked man-to-man, all ran away and let him have the space at the top of the circle.
Not my man.
No.
Here's De Nooijer. Mark Hager said he'd get more involved. He certainly is that. Works for the short corner. But no joy under the new interpretations. And in fact, the new interpretation of the foot rule was the subject of a meeting of team captains here on Friday night. Is that a usual occurrence at a Champions Trophy, a meeting of team captains?
No, I've never been involved with any sort of discussions with umpires or officials at a tournament.
The captains were unanimous in their agreement that the rule needs revision. Penalty corner, first of the game.
I hope they actually don't take it out too much of it and revise it a lot, because I think it's made it more of a spectacle now for the crowd.
The European teams are missing their penalty corners, though, aren't they?
Yeah, that's the only difference, is a penalty corner situation. Maybe they can play it from circle to circle and still blow the feet in the circle.
I wonder, maybe they had team captains meetings and they just didn't invite you.
There's probably a good chance.
Slight delay here as Sala ties his shoelace. So Brinkman to push out. Van Beek. Ooh, lifted, and you heard Malgosa take the very deep breath. Given where the ball was heading, he might need a rest.
I think that one's hurt a bit. It's hit him on the thigh.
Yeah, he just turned sideways at the right moment, didn't he? Look at this. It's travelling, isn't it?
Oh, it was missing the goal by a good 2 yards as well.
Boy, it was travelling, though. It'll take more than that to cut down Joachim Malgosa. 35 years of age, 226 international games today.
He's probably the difference why Spain are back on top in international hockey again now. He retired there for about 12 months and Spain dropped off a bit.
Yeah, I suspect he missed it as much as hockey missed him.
Yes. It's pretty hard to get it out of your blood.
You're still going through withdrawals, aren't you? De Nooijer. Good turn. Oh, and again, Eichelbohm. Now, Tico van Meer, time for the shot, surely. And great save again and again by Herrera. Oh. And finally, Stefan Veen goes in. The third shot in about 5 seconds.
It's fantastic play by Holland there. The Spanish defender actually dropped away from him and let him have a shot. He could have probably shot another 2 yards earlier, but some great goalkeeping. You can't blame the keeper for this. He's made 2 or 3 excellent saves, and then Stefan Veen's just followed up and got the third chance. As we see here, he had time to do whatever he liked.
Great save by Herrera then.
He's made the second beautiful save.
And the third one just into the back of the net over the sprawled goalkeeper by Stefan Veen, who brings the side level in the 22nd minute of the first half. Bronze medal at stake here, and prestige and funding for their respective programs in the pre-Olympic build-up. Escaré. Veen, the goal scorer, back in defence now. Runs away, but missed that sideline. They must have just put that there.
I'd say Stefan Veen will have a lot of confidence now after scoring that goal.
Well, they were lining up for that one, weren't they?
As they should be.
Look how crowded that line is in the circle. That's crazy, isn't it? How does the umpire pick whose stick it comes off?
Yeah, it's very hard to pick. I mean, it's It's unbelievable. You just belt the ball in there and hope these days. I mean, they have set plays, but it's still hard to get the ball through.
Yes, especially when it has to be kept dead flat going into the circle. All they really need to do is lay their sticks on the ground and hope you don't hit their fingers or thumbs.
And put your foot out as well now.
Yes, that's true. But don't make it look deliberate and significant.
That's right.
Netherlands bringing on Piet van Heres as one of their forwards. And Boomer has just gone down off the ball. He's back up again now and sprinting, so it can't have been too serious. Here's De Nooijer. Van Meer and De Nooijer again. Foot, stick, the works, goalkeeper.
Yeah, he's done well there. He's just that's the sort of player he is. Once he starts to run the ball, he's very, very dangerous. And it's been a good tackle. I think it was Malgoza put a good, just got a touch on the ball to put it on 10 into his foot, so he lost control of it.
You see that again. De Nooijer coming towards the goalkeeper. Bernardino Herrera in good position. In fact, he might just have gone down a touch early, you know.
Yeah, he does tend to drop a little bit early, but that's probably inexperience as he's only a 21-year-old in his first major tournament.
Boomer. Just rolled off Heres then. Iglesias. A hay spike in his way. Iglesias wins the free hit for Spain. Jorge Casas goes back to Joaquin Malgoza. Rolls it out to Ramon Sala. It's quite unusual hitting style, Ramon Sala. Seems effective enough though.
Yeah, he's a good player.
I guess if you can hit it hard and hit it where you want to, they don't care how you do it, do they?
That's right. But he's come of age probably the last 2 or 3 years.
Iglesias. Veen just belted it out. And it fell well to Boomer. Didn't get it to Van Meer though. Saar again. Looking for Iglesias and found a Dutch push in at the sideline. Jorge Arnau. Now again. De Nooijer. Heres in support. To Boomer. Veen. Rolls past Sanchez and Malgoza. Out comes Sala quite safely.
Stefan Veen is so quick and he's good at that little jink over your stick and then picking up on the other side of you.
He's lightning off the mark, isn't he? And Meer, baseline, good sliding tackle by Malgoza again. Spain win that one. Spanish forwards have been coming a long way back, haven't they?
They have. Escare's been playing quite deep. I think he's trying to get a touch. He hasn't had too many hits in this half. And one of the things you're always taught, if you're out of the game, just go back, get a touch, give it back to someone else and get back in your position up high.
Sander van Heeswijk. Boomer couldn't control it. Away comes Spain. Malgoza moving forward. Sanchez has Arnau outside him. Eventually goes there. Didn't need to break stride. And Van der Weide safely in defence. Can't get it past Gaza, who's come on off the bench. Come on, Gaza. Brinkman was content to wait for the stick check, which he eventually got. Jack Brinkman, 32 years of age. Delmy. Michael Boone. Touch ball at the side. Spanish just asked to move 5 metres back. Gaza, Arnau. Still Arnau. Iglesias outside on his left. Looks inside instead. Escaré is there, but covered. And Delmy.
Probably need to give that one out wide and then make another lead.
Mr. Neuer. No one free in support, so Neuer goes himself, which he's quite capable of doing. Lines up for the shot. Herrera can only get it back as far as Neuer. Well, he makes it look so effortless, doesn't he?
He does, and that's what he's renowned for. And I'd love to see him play like that a little bit more in this game. But he's set up play so well, and the players off the ball gave him the space by taking their men away.
And once again, he brought out the best of Herrera in the Spanish goal. Herrera's clearance, unfortunately for him, went straight back to Neuer to tee up the tomahawk.
Tomahawk.
Yazette. And Heeswijk. Van der Weide is out wide. That's the other side of the field, but he goes closer instead. Yazette, who's stayed forward. And still running forward, Yazette along with Veen. And he's got it past the goalkeeper on the reverse sweep. The Dutch captain scores his second goal in the 29th minute.
It was good build-up. Eric Lazette's come up from sweeper and moved the ball. He's found Stefan Veen, who's done a really good tomahawk shot. The goalkeeper probably should have saved this one. Now I think it's gone right between his legs. So he'll be a little bit disappointed after all the saves that he's made.
That's a good pass from Boomer too, isn't it? Yeah. Through the keeper's legs. And you'll see it here. It'll appear through the pads. Straight through.
Yeah, he probably needed to just keep his legs together and make the save, but he's tried to make the kick over the baseline all in the one motion.
Stefan Veen, his second goal today, his second for this tournament. Now they come forward again through Hirris. Neuer, great save.
Dutch is starting to put some passes together. Neuer and Stefan Veen are getting more involved, and it was a fantastic save there. He just got the glove just to deflect it wide.
Great first time swipe though, wasn't it?
Oh, it was brilliant from Neuer.
Well, that's the sort of thing that makes this such a great game. And Heeswijk. So 2-1 to the Dutch. They've got their tails up now. They conceded a goal in the 17th minute to go one down. Veen equalised 5 minutes after that. And 7 minutes later put in his second. There's that shot. Great save. It really was. Well, he's had a real baptism of fire, hasn't he, Herrera? It was first major international tournament.
But he's done well.
Well, Arnau, who has been off the field. Neuer rolls past to Bow and wins the free hit.
And Spain are just trying to go through the middle of the circle at the top there, and you just can't do that in international hockey or any standard hockey, because defenders, it's so easy to mark because you just block up the middle of the field, so they need to play with a little bit more width.
Now Neuer again, one-on-one. Takes the goalkeeper wide. Spanish players back in support. The Dutch are lining up again. They didn't get a shot away in the end.
I'm surprised Neuer, he's got the skill to beat the keeper, but he hasn't had a shot.
Arnau, who also has some skill, gets the early cross in. Well, Escaré had been camped on the post and backed out looking for the pass.
See Neuer here. I thought he could have had a shot. Probably just squeezed it there. A good scrambling defence by Spain.
So plenty of action, both ends of the field in this one. A bronze medal playoff, the Champions Trophy. The gold medal game coming up later today between Australia and Korea. Gaza. To Bow. Poke tackle from Yazette keeps him at bay. Dutch come forward through Van Rijn. come on for Stefan Veen, and is wearing the acting captain's armband. Marnix van Rijn. It's only his 5th international too, Van Rijn. Mind you, I suspect Stefan Veen deserves a rest.
Oh yeah, he's done well. He's got Dutch back into the game.
And now Sanchez, the reverse sweep, blocked by Van der Weide. He goes straight for safety.
That's right, with the rule the way it is at this tournament, bringing 18 players, you can bring a couple of young kids and blood them.
Here's De Nooijer. Still just 23, but a veteran of this Dutch team. Great ball to Van Wyk. Made a bit of a meal of the trap, hence got himself caught on the reverse side.
Van Wyk's not really on his game today. He's made a few errors in his basics with his trapping.
Sanchez and Malgosa. The clock on your screen has elapsed time. The game clock still has 1:20 to count down. Hockey played over 35-minute halves, and in this tournament, if it's a draw at the end of the game, in this final day, you go to 2 lots of 7.5 minutes each way extra time on a golden goal basis. So first score wins the game, as we saw in the classification match between 5th and 6th. Terrific game, which England won against Pakistan 4-3. Goal to Jimmy Wallace in the 2nd period of extra time. Murray Hendricks on the Dutch bench. His team 2-1 up. He's thinking about what he'll say at half-time. Maybe they could be 3-1 up. Heres. Van Wyk lines it up, and bang!
What a fantastic shot. That is absolutely brilliant. Verma's done well to run through the middle of the field and set him up.
Is there some pace in this?
Oh.
By crikey. That's going to stop at the Brisbane River. They just about took the net off the back of the goals. Wait till you see the net cam view of this. Well, we won't. I think it might have put the camera out of action. Right on half-time, Remco Van Wyk.
Well, he's made a liar of me. He is on his game.
I think he might have heard you, son. And the terrific part about this is that all 4 goals scored in this half have been field goals. The most attractive way to play hockey. It's been great, hasn't it?
Yeah, it is the only way that hockey should be played, and that's why I like this rule, because you don't get too many penalty corners, and I think the players are probably adapting to this rule now and starting to shoot in the circle rather than trying to look for a foot or a pass.
So the Dutch with their tails up, it remains to be seen whether Spain can come back. We'll find out after half-time. Stay with us, won't you?
Aplenty. Tonight, C7 Sport takes you into round 11 with Commonwealth Bank Trophy Netball.
Well, here they come again.
Live at 7:30, Adelaide's finest lineup. The Thunderbirds and the Ravens split the hometown support.
Gotta get this one.
Then at 9, the Sydney Sandpipers are gunning for points in their matchup with the well-placed Melbourne Kestrels.
Ooh, it's all on down there.
It's no-holds-barred Commonwealth Bank competition. The best form of defence is attack. See it tonight, C7 Sport, Channel 12.
Yesterday is a memory, today is history, and tomorrow is in the hands of 007.
Bond here.
Don't ask. Don't tell.
With the world on the verge of war,
Phase 2 is underway.
17 British sailors murdered.
one man is creating hostile waters.
I want us on the air 24 hours a day. This is our moment.
Only one thing could stand in its way.
Bond. James Bond.
Pierce Brosnan, Terry Hatcher, Jonathan Pryce, and Michelle Yeoh in the newest Bond adventure.
Don't get any ideas.
I'd never dream of it.
The Australian television premiere season. Tomorrow Never Dies, coming soon on Movie 1.
The 1999 European PGA Tour, Sunday afternoon.
And something again puts him off. Oh, well, he gave it a chance.
Well done. From the lush fairways of Ireland to the mountains of Sand and Dubai, the world's best come together to battle it out from tee to green. Exclusive highlights of the compact European Grand Prix.
Beautiful finish. He's happy too. I love it. My goodness, did you see that?
The European PGA Tour, Sunday afternoon at 5 on C7 Sport.
Half-time in the Champions Trophy bronze medal playoff. There's Trapper, the mascot for the Champions Trophy. Costume actually filled by a young lady who's a goalkeeper in the Queensland State squad. Some of the Dutch supporters, their spirits are up, and they were certainly up going into the half-time break. A magnificent goal scored by Remco van Wijk. Have a look at this. Lined it up. Bang. Not really any chance at all for Bernardino Herrera in the Spanish goal. Even though Spain led 1-0 after 17 minutes, the Dutch have really pulled that back. Veen got 2 field goals, and that last one from Van Wijk, which was a real cracker. So 3-1 at half-time. Big crowd in today for this game and for the gold medal playoff coming up next between Australia and Korea. Mark Hager, the former Australian captain, my co-commentator. Horry, can Spain come back from this?
I think they have to mark Stefan Veen and Tananua fairly tightly, because those two have started to dominate this game, and if they don't watch out for those two, this score line could steep out. But no, I'll say the Dutch will probably even close up shop and make it very hard for Spain to have any chance of this game at all.
Some of the Korean ladies team members who are here for the next game. Watch their men play Australia for the gold medal. The Dutch get us away. Sander van der Weide. Flash of sticks near the centre line. Dutch free hit. So van der Weide to take it. There's Veen. He had a break just before half-time. He deserved the break. He had run himself near ragged in the first half, including those 2 goals that he scored to put his team back in front. To Neuer, on the way back to van der Weide. 22 years of age, Sander van der Weide. Lots of experience though, closing in on his 60th international already. This man's had more than 200, Jochen Malgosa. And Escaré can't get it forward. Brinkman goes wide to his captain. Rolls back again to van der Weide, and then all the way back to Yazet. Well, there's no need for the Dutch to try anything speculative here, but gee, they look fantastic when they do. And Heeswijk. Arnau, still Arnau, just drags it back with the reverse onto the foot of Brinkman and play on. Sanchez, Arnau can't get past Yazet. Once again, the foot comes into play.
Spanish weren't too happy about that. They thought that was a deliberate foot in. He put his foot out there.
Spain again. Boomer has been constructive in the first half of this game. Sala, Fabregas. And Fabregas really went out of the game, didn't he, in the second half of the first half?
Yeah, he wasn't involved that much. But they really need Escaré to step up. He hasn't played that well in the first half. Didn't get a lot of hits. And he needs to start controlling the play.
Here he is now. International number 118 for Juan Escaré. Sala tried to take on Eichelboom. Lucky to get away with that. Again, Escaré. Just having an off day. In fact, it's really been a bit of an off tournament for Juan Escaré. Prolific goal scorer normally at international level. Now Arnau needs to make some space on the reverse at least. Can't get through the swarming Dutch defence, and Brinkman brings it away. Then we got the stick underneath the stick of Sanchez. Coming loose to Vogels. Cleverly out to Delmy. Matt. Escaré now went for the drag push across the circle. Yazet got the go-go gadget arms down, and the corner results. Now Escarre, corner again.
He's their most dangerous player in front of the net, Escarre, and he's tending to get a lot of the ball out wide.
He's been there taking these hits all week, and I agree with you. He almost needs to be camped on the goalkeeper, doesn't he?
He does. I mean, he's their main goal scorer, and you're not going to score too many from out there.
Veen has scored 2 today, the captain of the Dutch team. De Nooijer rolling left of him. Veen disappointed with himself. Good turn by Van Heeswijk. Van der Weide. Van Wijk. Stick check on Van der Weide. Much free hit inboard. There's Veen going the wrong way. Quite happy too. Yazet. Brinkman. Van Wijk strong with the left hand. Takes it baseline. Accurate inside the circle to Eichelboom. He's obstructed. And the Spanish will come away. And now poor option. Boomer now off the foot of Sanchez. And Matt happy to see it out. He retains possession for Spain. Sara off our mat. And Heeswijk closely marking Arnau. Oh, Escarre now. De Nooijer just got the stick in, just did enough.
And that's where he's dangerous. It was a good ball, but he just mistrapped it and it just rolled a little bit too far in front of him. But he's got control of it.
Look how quick De Nooijer was to get back there, though.
And make sure they cover the middle of the circle.
Now Brinkman. His body checked then by Santiago Ferran, number 19 for Spain, who's on for his first run in this game. Big game for Spain. They don't really want to go down here. In fact, nobody wants to go down in an international match, but big difference in prestige between 3rd and 4th. You get a medal, and you also get much better recognition from your government funding bodies when you get home. It's Delmy. Heeswijk across to Van der Weide. That's it. Big Eric Yazet running across the midfield now. They've looked good when he's gone forward, haven't they?
Yeah, they push him up there to add an extra centre half, because what they do is they mark Ken De Nooijer and Stefan Veen very tightly, and Jacques Brinkman. So those three just manoeuvre their defenders out of the area so Eric can receive the ball in open play.
Lifted ball off Boomer. He's penalised for it. Not happy, but it was the right decision. Quintana. Now our Matt. Good tackle again from Yazet. Jackie Brinkman. Limited options forward. Cut out by Malgosa. Now our Matt. They need more from him. They need a spark. Showed some early. Now Arnau. Van Wijk, stick check. The Dutch disagree with it quite loudly. And now speculative and unrewarded.
I mean, the three strikers, Arnau and Escarre, who you need up high, are tending to take all the free hits in the midfield. So they're struggling to find people up near the 25.
Here's Escarre working into the D. Wide with the shot. There's only Spain's second direct shot on goal, you know, in this game.
And he doesn't look like he's mastered the tomahawk too well. Actually used the hook of the stick there, where a lot of the players tend to use the edge.
Sanchez rolls back to Ferran. Good ball to Paul Ahmad. Delmy is his marker. Still Ahmad. He's on the wrong side, obstructed outside the circle. But he might have pushed that a bit far away for an obstruction call. Now, early first-time shot. Iglesias and Quintana, Escaré. Well, some misunderstanding there among the Spanish attackers.
Escaré needed to make that trap and have another shot or find a pass.
See Iglesias capped on the goals. Bounce back out again, but to no avail. Now Boomer. Van Dijk streaming up alongside. Boomer may go himself, does. Gets the shot in. That's off the back post of the goals after it came off the goalkeeper's pad. And a corner given.
Yeah, Herrera's nearly made a meal of that one as well. It nearly went through the legs, but he's just got enough on it to put it wide of the goal.
Michael Bohm. Van Dijk spanking past to Veen. Oh, pushed his way through. Well umpired, actually. Very well done by Hamish Jamson. There was a lot of noise, but there was no breach there. The clash of sticks. Straight onto the foot of Telmi and out of play. And again, Escaré sits wide. Take the hit, where they'd been much better served with him up on the edge of the circle. Fabregas, Van der Weider's foot helped the Dutch out there. Van Dijk tried the first time into De Nooijer. Away comes Spain again. Matt. Side to Javier now in space, gets the shot away, and Burgles on the line. Goalkeeper's rebound. Fell once again to Arnau, but he couldn't make enough of it.
No, he needed to be, Arnau needed to have a better shot there. He's off balance. He had probably had a little bit more time to set the ball up and have his balance leaning forward, because it was basically a nothing shot.
There's the tackle for which he was penalised on Jerome Delmy. Well, Spain peppering the goals for little reward at the moment. They need a couple to go in fairly soon, you would have thought. Van Meer slipped away from his marker, works his way baseline too far. It's over the back line. Dangerous when they get that much space though, Mark.
They are, and what they tend to do is throw 3 or 4 numbers in the circle very quickly.
Matt receiving from Quintana. The Dutch close him down very quickly. The combination of Van Dijk and Van der Weider. It's Van Dijk again. Brinkman, De Nooijer square left. So 11 minutes into the second half. Still the Spanish unable to peg back the lead the Dutch cemented just before half-time. Sanchez. Well done by Ferran. He's come up from deep defence. And Escaré again. You sense he's just not comfortable with that tomahawk at all.
No, he doesn't look comfortable. I mean, I thought he tracked it in a really good spot there to get a flat stick shot, but for some reason he wanted to take it on the reverse.
Deliberate foot. Now, Matt can work his way to the circle. Nobody's taken him. Off the foot of Yazet, and out comes the goalkeeper again. Still Matt. We'll count that as a shot for what it was worth. It wasn't terrific, was it?
There's a few tired boys out there, I think.
And they've still got 23 minutes to go. Yazet just happy to slow down the pace of the game. Malgosa rolled off his stick. Now Herrera, caught between the devil and the deep blue sea there, concede the corner or risk kicking it to a Dutch defender. So he's conceded the corner. Van Dijk, good tackle by Fabregas. Tana. It's Ferran outside again. Let's just go Ferran. It's going to fall to Matt. Needs to work his way into the circle and does. Flicks it back across. There wasn't a Spanish player there to tip it in.
It's a good play there by Ahmed. He made sure the ball went across the face of goal. Escaré standing on the outside, probably needed him in the penalty stroke spot there to get the first touch on it.
Escaré, well, they're relying on him to get the cross in, but again, since they'd be better off with him inside the D. Here he is again. He can certainly hit it flat and hard. there's nobody in there to help you out, you really haven't achieved a whole lot. Tell me, lets it roll out over the sideline for a Dutch hit. You see that last penetration into the circle again. That was always going to be dangerous, landing short. Free hit to Spain. Now Iglesias gets the first timer away, and Burgles no trouble whatsoever. Sanchez, who obstructs the ball too far away from his body. Spain have now peppered the Dutch goal 6 times in about 6 minutes.
They just have to be a little bit more composed in the circle. They're getting in really good position, and that shot should have had a lot more on it.
Van der Weide did well to elude Arnau. Here's Delmy. He can't elude Javier now. Very quick release to Iglesias. Now it's 3-on-2. Gets the shot away. A beauty from Javier now. And Burgles gets the big mitt up.
Scarro was a little bit disappointed there. He was standing in front of the middle of the net. And I think he was waiting for a deflection there. But it's a fantastic save.
Tomahawk again. No real shot. Sanchez. Still Sanchez. And Brinkman just got the stick on it. Rolls to Delmy. And out they come through Tico van Meer now. Sanchez lost it on the sideline. He's covering some territory. Josip Sanchez. Brinkman and Veen. Tico van Meer. Stick checks Sala. Takes the free hit quickly. Now Escaré. Took enough pace off it to get it before it hit the back line. And works it across. Arnau. Space. Goal! Finally!
I actually think the Dutch defender has deflected it in there, but that's a great ball by Escaré to Arnau.
It's come off Van der Weide, has it?
I think it has. So you can thank the Dutch player for putting that one in.
There's Van der Weide at the side.
Oh, he has too. I wonder if it was missing by much.
So Spain peg it back to a 3-2 lead now to the Dutch in the 50th minute of the game.
You have to give Spain credit. They peppered the goal for quite a while now and finally got the reward.
Well, that was their 8th shot on goal in this half. Eichelboom. De Nooijer, Eichelboom again, good one too. Still Eichelboom, couldn't get the shot away. Sanchez rolled it out. Play on is the call from Hamish Janssen. Now Arnau. Matt Tabau up in support, along with Iglesias. Lifts it over the goalkeeper. No, he doesn't. Burgles was there. Well done again by the Dutch goalkeeper. Came out early.
Yeah, Burgles has done well. He needed to make a better option, though. The shot had to have a bit more on it in the air.
De Nooijer. Good ball. Eichelboom, finish it. Can't. Does. Finally. Second attempt.
Good play by Holland there. The goalkeeper's made a good save, and he's lost sight of it as he's made the save. And it's fallen right there for Eichelboom to put it in the net. You see the first shot. He's made the save, lost sight of it. And probably a little bit unlucky that the rebound fell straight back to Eichelboom.
So you have to feel sorry for the goalkeeper there, don't you? Bernardino Herrera saved the first one. The second one fell straight to the same man. And Martin Eichelboom puts in his 4th goal of this tournament. Up among the leaders now, and 4-2 is the score. Now Veen, the Dutch with their tails up again. All body then by Veen. So Malgosa. The free hit awarded against them. Brinkman. In a sense, the Dutch now heading for that bronze medal. It really takes something for Spain to come back twice again. Tana battling for Spain over there. It's the free hit. Concedes the free hit, I should say. Eichelboom again. De Nooijer, Veen in free space. Still Veen, great cut. a handle on a touch. Tico van Meer, Van der Weide. To Neuer. Van Meer. To Baub. Can't hold him up. Van Meer still going. Sala obstructs.
We get a little bit of confidence against the Dutch, and their strikers are starting to handle the ball very well.
Brinkman rolls it back to Sander van der Weide. Again, they're happy to go all the way back this time. Player on is Diedrich van Wiel. He's taken the place of Jerome Delmy. There didn't appear to be anything wrong with Delmy, so you wonder whether Murray Hendricks thinks perhaps they've got it wrapped up.
Oh, I think they're probably just giving the young fella a little bit of a run and Delmy a little bit of a rest. He's done a lot of good work.
So Matt into the circle, and Van der Weide put the stick down. Well, what a sweep that was by Escaré. Did I say he wasn't comfortable with that?
He has done a fantastic shot there, and probably a little bit unlucky that it's hit the top of the crossbar, but it was very, very good work.
We thought he wasn't comfortable with this shot. He was certainly comfortable with that one, wasn't he?
He sure was. He's actually used the edge of the stick that time.
And that had some carry on it.
Bogle's had no chance at all.
Oh, Sala plucked out of midair beautifully. Matt again created that last opportunity. And it's lifted up off the foot of Van der Weide. And Spain's first penalty corner of the game. And only the second of the match. The Dutch had one in the first half. So this is the first for Spain.
Just wondering whether they'll bring Delmy back on again. Escaré's starting to get involved in the game, and he's starting to get the ball in the middle of the circle where he's the most dangerous.
So Sala with the stick stop. Fabregas will roll it out from the back line. And Escaré is there as the primary battery. There he is. Inside again to Sanchez, off the post. Well, they can't take a trick, the Spanish.
It's a fantastic set play piece, and just unlucky that it's hit the post.
Very well constructed. Look at this. And if Diedrich van Wiel hadn't been excited about coming on, he would have been then, wouldn't he? And the ball hits the post and bobs out next to your foot.
Next to your feet, and he's under a little bit of pressure here because Escaré, the man he's supposed to be marking, is starting to get a lot of the ball.
Dutch ball at the side. Terrifically entertaining game of hockey now, this one. Great trap by Malgosa. Escaré. Van Wiel backs off him. Matt. Quintana. Just held up. Lifts it up, and I think he's called that for dangerous play.
Yeah, he has. If the ball had been
going at the net.
Yeah, if the ball had been going at the net, then he would have let it go, I think.
It's Diedrich van Wiel. Van Heeswijk made a mess of that. Matt again. Trapped by Arnau. And again, he went looking for Escaré, who was using the body on Van Wiel.
Escaré's not happy at all.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's a baptism of fire for Diedrich van Wiel. Blake, who's come on in defence for the Dutch to mark Escaré. Never have an easy time against a forward of that calibre.
No, he's a fantastic player and a fantastic goal finisher.
And time stopped by umpire Murray Grime, who's got the green card out for Jaap Dirk Buma. First green card against the Dutch in this game. Roman Sala got one for Spain in the first half, just for the stick hook there.
It's interesting to see Spain are playing two high strikers next to the goal, and what they're waiting to do is try and isolate those two so the ball, someone can lead for them.
And now works the baseline, swept away to Van Meer.
They've had some great chances, Spain, but the ball's just not falling for them.
So 2 goals they need to force this to extra time with 12 minutes remaining on the game clock. Van Meer stood his ground, did well. A very quiet tournament by his own standards. The Olympic gold medalist, Tico Van Meer. Here's the free hit against Ramon Sala. My memory mark of Atlanta is that Van Meer played a much more prominent role for the Dutch.
He sure did. They all did.
Fair comment. Iran. Quintana. Looking for Escaray again. Here's Diedrich van Wiel. Again. Fabregas been very quiet in the second half. Quintana, first time sweep. Had all the time in the world to do better than that.
Yeah, he expected his player to lead wide there. I think there's a few boys who are a little bit tired because it's quite hot today.
Let's toss over the top. Gives Boomer a chance against the older legs of Malgosa. Nobody up in support for him, so he just checks his progress. And when looking then for Marnix van Rijn, there was a good cross in the end by Jaap Dirk Boomer. Run again. Escaray. Van Heeswijk wearing him like a glove now.
Yeah, they've changed markers on him.
Sanchez. Veen just put the hand in the back, and both umpires saw it.
Stefan's not very happy about this at the moment, but he's gone out of the game. He's probably getting a little bit frustrated because he's not getting a lot of ball.
He got a bit of body that time, didn't he? That would have been a free hit in Australian rules football. A lot of carry on the pass from Ferran. He gets another chance to do it without lifting the ball this time. Heros back on for the Netherlands. Scored 1 goal in this tournament, a field goal. He's replaced Boomer. And now. Well, he's carried a lot of ball, but he hasn't penetrated much, Harvey Arnau, has he?
No, but he's got a fantastic goal to help Spain try and get back into this game.
Needed Tabau to be moving forward.
Yeah, it was a good ball. He was just standing there watching the play, not really interested at all.
Zet, clever. Brinkman. Van Wyk has Heros forward of him. Brinkman alongside. Content just to carry the ball. Malgosa watchfully slides in for the tackle and concedes the corner. Remco Van Wyk, 26 years of age, his 160th game for the Netherlands today. It's a Dutch ball again off the Spanish stick. An Olympic gold medalist from the 1996 campaign, Remco Van Wyk. Also a World Cup gold medalist from last year. Michael Bohm. Van Rijn. Heros. Well carried. Finally lets it go. Only as far as Ferran. Olamat. Nothing obvious there for him. Escaray is inside but marked. Picks it up again himself. To look for the cross eventually, and does. Zet says thanks very much.
Yeah, it's quite easy. Spain they're trying to attack a little bit more, but they're just not finding the right numbers. Escaray's gone out of the game again for the last couple of minutes, and they need to find him a lot more.
Great turn by Brinkman. And again. So De Nooijer, Van Wyk in the middle in space. Just pulls it back on Malgosa. Was he checked? Yes, he was. Penalty corner. Very well constructed again. Turned the Noyers a genius at finding people in space. Look at this. There's the stick check. So just the second penalty corner for the Dutch, one in each half. And in fact, only 3 for the game under this new, rather controversial interpretation of the foot rule. Sanchez has the job of running out from the post. Not something anybody envies. Trapped. Hirus. That divider. Sliding tackle from Malgosa. Then Sanchez gets the reverse stick down as well. Varane wins the free hit for Spain. Sala. Arnau. Stick check. Yes, he was. And Heisvag tidies up. And Beale. And Ryan. And the Neuer. Plenty of room outside. Hirus. Or Van Rijn. And Van Wyk. Going on the reverse. Lined it up and banged it in as easy as you like. Too much time.
Way too much time. The Spanish defender had him under pressure, and he's just let him go on the reverse for the tomahawk shot.
Varane it was who failed to get the tackle in. And you can see him just disappointed with himself.
He had to be a lot closer.
Here it is. Plenty of time to wind up. And poor old Bernardino Herrera not getting the support from his fellow defenders that a goalkeeper deserves. Remco van Wyk in the 65th minute really does make it safe for the Netherlands now. 5 goals to 2. Terrific result, and all of them field goals. And they bang in another one, the Dutch. Or can the Spanish pull one back? Van Wiel. Well, everybody in the Dutch squad has had a run today except their second goalkeeper, Josef Kramer. And divider. Matt. I thought Matt had stick checked on the first tackle, but not seen that way by either umpire. Couldn't find Arnau, who's camped up high in the circle now. And Sala has come back on, and so has Gaza, and Malgosa, the Spanish captain, has gone off. Van Wyk, can he get another one? Was he tripped? No is the answer to both questions.
Fantastic skill there to run from the left wing right across the circle. Just quite...
Had a bit of a hand in the back, didn't he?
Couldn't quite keep his balance.
No, was given a hand.
But you got to be able to ride those tackles.
Cadena now keeps it in cleverly, working his way towards the circle. Needs some help here. And his stick checked. Free hit more for the noise than anything else, I think.
And Spain are quite happy just to watch the other players just run one-on-ones at the moment. They need to get in the circle.
Fabregas. Corner ball. Just under 3 minutes remaining on the game clock. So the Netherlands are going to do just that. Holland rules, at least the bronze medal status. Country ranked #1 in the world has to settle with being #3 in this tournament.
I think they'd be quite pleased with that at this stage of the tournament. They started off slowly, but they've got better and better from each game.
In fact, they didn't get more than a point out of their first 3 outings here. They lost to Korea, a draw with Pakistan, and a loss to Australia. It wasn't until they came up against this current opposition, Spain, in the round robin, that they finally got the full 3 points for a win, just a 1-0 win at that, and then finished off their campaign with a 4-0 thumping of England. Today, they're going to be quite comfortable winners. Van Wyk scored a fantastic goal just on half-time, Remco Van Wyk. Another one to make it 5-2. De Nooijer, deliberate breach by Francisco Fabregat, who hasn't had a great day. It's made even less great by that decision. Another penalty corner to the Netherlands, and a chance perhaps to make it 6-2 here.
Yeah, De Nooijer's played a big, important role in today's game. He's started to take people on again in this tournament, and when he does that, he's very, very dangerous.
So the Dutch with a fairly Spartan battery here. Van Wyk shaping the hit. Stefan Veen to his right, De Nooijer to his left, and we've got time out called by Hamish Jamson, who wishes to have words with Francisco Ferran. Time on again. Brinkman's push out. Van Wyk. And Van der Weide. Well, I think it was a shot, but it was slow enough that it could have taken a deflection.
I don't think they'd be too worried at this stage of the game.
No, not at all. No, they just made a bit of a mess of the trap then, didn't they, really? He topped that ball badly. And back live with another quick shot. This time from Teun de Nooijer. It held out by the Spanish. Well, the Netherlands have had only 4 shots in this half, but have extended their lead. In fact, maintained the lead they had at half-time and added 1. Inside the last 30 seconds, as Mark said before, some tired players out there, demonstrated by that, I think. The trap from Van Wyk. And Guus Vogel's happy to let that go across. So the bronze medal playoff between the top 2 ranked nations in the world will be won by the team with the superior ranking, and today with the superior scorecard. Stefan Veen, 2 fabulous goals in the first half. Bernardino Herrera, the Spanish goalkeeper, a couple of mistakes that let in goals, but he pulled off some magnificent saves, as did his opposite number, Guus Vogels. And at the end of the day, the bronze medal goes to the defending Champions Trophy gold medalists in the Netherlands. And Spain have to be content with 4th place from a tournament into which they came ranked 2nd in the world. The scorers, Stefan Veen, 2, both in the first half. Remco Van Wyk, a cracker, bang on half-time, and another great goal to make it 5-2, and Martin Eichelboom, who scored the 4th Dutch goal in the 52nd minute for Spain. Javier Arnau got both of theirs, both from field goals. In fact, all the goals in this game have been field goals, which I guess says something about the interpretation of the foot rule, Mark.
Yeah, it sure does. I mean, it's fantastic to see these sort of games, and 3rd and 4th are always tend to be like this anyway, where there's lots of goals because players are tired. They're just playing for a bronze medal rather than a gold.
All right, so one bloke who did look a bit tired, but I'm sure was pretty elated with the result, was the Spanish captain, Stefan Veen.
Thanks, Dave. Captain of the Netherlands team, Stefan Veen, congratulations, a bronze medal. Probably not what you wanted before the tournament, but still, you come away with a medal of some colour.
Yeah, it's always so nice to win a medal, and the first half we played very, very well, and we showed that we are improved this tournament, and a little bit unlucky that we didn't play the final, but when you've got after 3 matches 1 point, you don't deserve a final, but it's the best we could play this tournament.
When you look back at it, you mentioned before the tournament that you've had the flu, so still suffering the effects of that a little bit?
Yeah, now today we saw for the first time some fluency in it, but that was only because both teams were very tired, and when both teams are fit, I think it wouldn't be a match like this.
The key match, I guess, for you looking back was the one against Pakistan. You only came out with a 2-all draw there, and perhaps a win against that in that match would have seen you in the final.
The match in the final? Or
no, the game against Pakistan where the score was 2 goals all.
Yeah.
If you had have had a win there,
Yeah,
you should have
okay.
won that game perhaps. You could have been in the final.
Yeah, it should be. But when you've got after 3 matches 1 point, you don't deserve, I think, in a final. And you're dependent on what other teams do. And okay, we're happy with the bronze medal now. It's fine.
So qualification tournament for the Olympics at the European Cup. Best of luck in that. And we've enjoyed watching you here in Brisbane.
Okay, thank you very much. We love the tour over here.
Congratulations on the bronze medal. Stefan Veen and Jochen Melgosa, the captain for Spain. A little bit disappointing?
Yes, a little bit. We had some chances in the second half, and we can provide, and then in the final, we did it, no?
It's you have a great record, the 2 countries, Spain and also the Netherlands. You've met in the World Cup final and also the final in the Olympic Games. You enjoy playing against them?
Yes, it's a great pleasure to play against Netherlands. It's a good game every time, and we have a little bad luck in the last times we have played with them. You know?
Overall, are you satisfied with the performance of your team in this tournament?
Yes, really. We have some new players in the team, and we can try to progress, and then it's a good tournament for us.
Well, congratulations on your performances here. Not quite the bronze medal. We look forward to seeing you in Sydney next year.
Okay, thank you very much.
So, Dave, the 2 captains, one happy, and I guess Jochen Melgosa returning to the team. Not too disappointed with the performance of his Spanish teammates.
Thanks, David. Yes, I think I christened Stefan Veen the Spanish captain momentarily. Of course, he was the Dutch captain, and both captains reflecting, I guess, the feelings you'd expect after a result like that. Mark Hager?
Yeah, I'm sure, as Stefan Veen was saying, I'm sure they'll be happy with the improvement they've made over the tournament. And Spain, I think they'd be a little bit disappointed. They would have wanted to do a lot better here. And but as Melgosa said, that they've come here, they brought a few young kids, and they wanted to try those players out. And I mean, I'll sure you see those team in the semi-finals next year at the Olympic Games.
Sure we will. So the Spanish fail to add to their meagre Champions Trophy medal tally. They've only had a bronze from 1997 in Adelaide. The Dutch, on the other hand, take their 4th bronze to add the bronze medals they've had in 91, 93, 94, 3 silver, 87, 89, 90, and 4 gold medals from Champions Trophy campaigns, 81, 82, 96, and last year in 1998. Today, they had to settle for the bronze, the gold medal game coming up, but for the bronze medal, it's the Netherlands 5 defeating Spain 2.